Okay, let me ask Andrew. Andrew.
But supporting in what way?
Is your name Andrew? Anyway, go ahead, Piers.
Yeah, well, Andrew, I was going to ask Andrew, when Rachel said that she does all domestic chores, is there anything you do? I mean, do you put the bins out? Do you the trash out? I mean, what do you do anything?
I don't do shit. That's what I got a wife for.
Maybe a little yard work.
But not only that.
If something breaks, there's yard work. That's about it.
Yeah, cars need repair, something like that. But I'm not going to do household chores. That's what I got married for. I don't want to do household chores. Not only that, on top of that, let's just point a couple things out. She's absolutely wrong. Here's what the stats actually say. That if a child is raised in a two-parent household...
You just heard it. Clementine Ford wished a deadly virus would kill men faster, then sits there with a straight face saying she doesn't hate men. Same woman who cannot define what a woman is. Same woman who lectures actual mothers about how they should live their lives. This is modern feminism in its purest form. Open contempt for men, denial of biology, and zero self-awareness. Keep watching. It gets worse.
They're going to have way better outcomes. And if they have a present mother who's more present with them, they're going to have way better outcomes. Every single data point backs this up. The outsourcing of children to public school, especially for 8 hours a day, is absurd. Stop. Let me finish the point. Let me finish the point, and then you can respond. Let me finish the point.
I've got to say, Clementine, as someone who doesn't like being interrupted, you interrupt.
Why is it that you won't let me finish the point?
I got a text message from your producer, Piers, telling me to interrupt if I disagreed with anyone.
Yeah.
So take it up with them.
No, but I think that what's changed since that text message is you've made a point of objecting to being interrupted. So I don't think you can do that.
And yet I keep being interrupted. Piers, so that's just the state of play.
Why don't you practice what you preach and don't interrupt Andrew when he's trying to finish his point?
Yeah. So look, I've just finished the point.
Would he make the point? He hasn't made one yet.
Yeah, I just did. I made multiple points. All the data points are against you on this.
Well, he's made the point that he doesn't respect his wife.
You're still not,
because
lady.
He married a wife because he didn't want to do anything for himself.
You still can't stop talking, lady. This is why it should say the 19th under that shirt. You cannot even be quiet long enough to hear a counterpoint. Here's the counterpoints. The data you're citing, you don't have any when it comes to outcomes for children. When it comes to outsourcing, they're raising.
Incorrect.
None.
Incorrect.
No. Show me any that shows that you sending your kids outsourcing.
Which data are you citing?
Would you stop so that I can finish the question?
No, tell me.
I'm trying to at least finish the question. Yes. Yeah. Okay. Here's the thing. One more time. All data points to the fact that if you outsource the raising of your children, especially when they're young, you can't just stand there
and say all data. You actually have to cite it.
Cite any data
all
that shows.
Say that.
Cite any data ever that shows that you outsourcing the care of your child is good for the child. Any. Yeah, that's right.
Kuntz.
Nothing. You got Stephanie Kuntz doesn't say that. You're lying through your
teeth. Do you even know who Stephanie Kuntz is?
Yes. You mean the feminist writer?
Who Stephanie Kuntz is.
The feminist writer.
You don't. You clearly don't even know what you're talking about. I
don't.
I can tell you.
You're not even interested. You're not even interested enough in the topic.
I'm sorry.
You're not even interested enough to respect the topic
Stephanie
enough.
Kuntz? Let's make sure we got it right. Who's Stephanie Kuntz?
Stephanie Kuntz is an historian. A world-renowned historian into marriage and the structure of the American family. And isn't a feminist,
right? Isn't a feminist? I just want to make sure we're clear.
I have no idea if she's a feminist or not. I know that she's an historian.
Well, then why would you try to make a refutation about what I'm saying? Clearly, you don't know enough about the topic. Right? It's silly.
I'm only
allowed to. I have some data for her if she wants it. I'm not allowed to reference historians. Is that? We're only so.
If you have a historian who's also a feminist,
you're clearly only allowed to reference.
If you have a historian who's also a feminist, they're biased, right?
Let me ask you, Clementine. Let me ask you.
Why are you so obsessed with whether or not she's a feminist?
Clementine, let me ask you a question.
She's a historian.
Because it would promote bias.
Because it would be biased.
Let me try and ask a question here. Clementine, do you hate men?
No, of course I don't hate men. What an absurd, reductive question.
Well, why did you
think that was
hang on, because I'm about to follow up. They hate you. Why in 2020 did you tweet the coronavirus isn't killing men fast enough?
I tweeted that in 2020 as a misguided tweet, but it was actually much of a part of a longer
misguided tweet thread. Coronavirus isn't killing men fast enough. You say you don't hate men.
I apologize for it, Piers.
You thought a deadly pandemic virus wasn't killing men fast enough.
Apologize to men again. Do it again. You haven't apologized to me for saying that you want me to die from the coronavirus.
Well, I would have to consider you a man to apologize you for that.
Say you're sorry. You don't even know what a woman is.
You know what else?
I consider you a man.
Andrew,
Say-
I would
say
like
you're
for her
sorry.
to apologize to me because I do not appreciate her saying that my own husband does not respect me. Of course he respects me. He respects me as a mother and as a wife. He treats me like gold. Who the hell are you to tell me if he respects me or not?
You wouldn't have to get paid for this if you had a husband.
I didn't say that he. Where did I even
You did.
mention?
You said he clearly doesn't
You
respect
did
his
say
wife.
that. I heard you say it.
You mean the piece of shit that you're married to? Yeah, he clearly doesn't
there we
respect
go.
you.
Oh,
He
there
sits
we
there and
go.
makes
Hey,
jokes
lady.
about how
Hey,
he married
lady.
you. He doesn't
He's
do
not
shit
the
around
piece
the
of
house
shit
because
in
that's
this
why you married a
panel.
wife.
That would be you,
That's
man.
why you got a
You're
wife.
the one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Listen, let's get back to the topic here.
There it is. Andrew Wilson tells the truth that every traditional man already knows. He did not get married to do the laundry and the dishes. He got married to lead, provide, and protect. Clementine Ford's immediate response is pure projection. She calls him a piece of Esh times T and claims he does not respect Rachel. Then Rachel herself shuts that nonsense down hard. She says he treats her like gold, respects her as a mother and wife, and who the hell is this stranger to decide otherwise? That is the difference. One side lives the life they preach. The other side has to invent oppression because reality refuses to cooperate. Then the panel hits her with the actual receipts. Coronavirus isn't killing men fast enough. She tries to wave it off as misguided. No, that is not a joke that aged poorly. That is open contempt for half the human race dressed up as activism. And she still will not apologize to the man sitting across from her. Feminism keeps telling women that marriage is a trap and men are the enemy. Meanwhile, Rachel Wilson is sitting there happily married, raising kids, and defending her husband in public while the professional feminist who wrote a book against marriage cannot even define a woman or stop wishing men dead. The contrast is brutal, and the audience sees it. If you are tired of the same man-hating script being sold as empowerment, hit that like button right now and drop a comment telling me exactly which part of her meltdown was the most embarrassing. Subscribe if you want more of these unfiltered takedowns. The algorithm only pushes what you engage with, so make it count.
You're the one who is
That would be
insisting
nice.
that there's no data
the
proving
list of
that
topics that we
shut
would say.
up.
I would
Shut your mouth.
genuinely.
Nobody
Okay, let me
wants to
hang
hear
on.
that.
Time out. I would genuinely like to know. You said it was misguided to say the coronavirus wasn't killing men fast enough. Why
it was
would
a
you?
terrible thing to say.
So why
it was a
did
terrible
you?
thing to say.
No,
Piers.
I understand.
I
it's a
already said that the title
Don't
was
worry.
a
Let me
terrible thing
finish
to
my
say.
question. I do understand it's a terrible thing to say. My question, my bemusement. Why would you say that?
Because I was really frustrated with the articles that I was reading about how the pandemic was it was derailing women's workplace. It was derailing women's economic trajectories. And there was a specific article that I had read about a woman who had founded her own company. She was the CEO of it. Her husband had taken a sabbatical prior to the pandemic. And within 2 days of childcare closing down, he said, I can't take care of the 4-year-old. And she quit her job to go home and look after the kid.
What's that got to do with you wanting more men to be killed?
So that's one
Piers,
person.
if you're going to ask me the
Who cares?
question, then
The
let me
pandemic
finish
No,
it.
you know what,
shouldn't be
Clementine?
entire
You know
world.
what, Clementine? When you tweet, literally,
So I wrote a
coronavirus
tweet
isn't
thread.
killing men fast enough. I think I'm entitled to push you a little bit more than it was a bit misguided. You're literally calling for the mass culling of men while simultaneously pretending
Oh my God.
you don't hate
Piers,
men.
Come on, you know that. Don't be disingenuous. You know that that's not what I was calling for. You
Oh, did
know
he
that it was
misinterpret
You
the
literally
tweet of
said
kill all men?
coronavirus isn't killing
You
men
know
fast
that it was
enough.
a glib tweet, and you know that I also apologized for it shortly after that. You know that I was sincere in my apology.
You didn't apologize
so
to
why you're
me.
dragging it out 5 years
Can
later?
you
Why would you
apologise to
apologize?
Andrew,
Prove-
please?
Will you
to
apologize to me for
prove
saying you wanted me to
that
die?
I would not apologize to you if I did something to you, let
There
alone
we
for
go.
doing nothing to you.
Even if you did something to me,
I
you
don't
wouldn't
consider you
apologize.
Was that the
a
only
person
time,
who
This is the
Clementine?
kind of
Clement,
unhinged
hang on.
person who wants all the children
I've got a
in
follow
daycare, by
up.
the way.
I have a follow up. Clementine, was that the only time you've tweeted that you want all men to be killed?
Yes, why don't you just say what you want to say?
No, I'm just asking you a
Well,
question. Have you
was it?
tweeted
No,
previously?
I have tweeted prior to that.
Kill all men.
as
Yeah.
a joke.
As a
Yes,
joke, right.
I have.
As a joke.
So
Very
you
funny.
quite
Very
regularly
funny
think
joke.
it's funny to say that men should be
No, I
killed.
don't quite regularly. There's two examples that you can think of.
Yeah, you don't hate
One
men,
of
but you
which
did
was
tweet
5 years
kill all
ago,
men,
and
and
one
then
of
you
which was
tweeted
at
the
least 10
coronavirus
years
isn't
ago.
killing men fast enough. I put it to
Yeah.
you.
Oh, hang on. I've also
put it to you.
also
You probably do
I've
hate
also
men
tweeted
if
that
you
men
want us
should
all
be fired
dead.
into the sun.
Huh?
I've also said that men should be fired into the sun. Tell me, at what point do these very clearly glib and yes, I have apologized for them. Very clearly glib tweets from a time as well where Twitter was such a toxic. I don't tweet anymore. It's a bad place for everybody. Okay. At what point do those things be accepted as glib, misguided, regrettable, deeply apologetic for them now? Remarks that you would never say again.
You don't sound very apologetic.
I think you should just admit that you don't like men. I think it's the problem comes when you keep denying.
I don't like you very much, Piers.
I don't care if you like me or not. You spray gun me in public. I couldn't give a damn.
Why do I have to sit here and admit to you that I don't like men? What are you hoping to gain?
I just asked you if you do or not. You said you don't hate men.
I said that I did.
You spend all your time wanting us to be dead.
Me.
Hang on, Piers, she loves men. You just gotta shoot him into the sun. That's all.
You don't like me. You think Andrew's a piece of shit. So that's every single man involved in this debate you hate.
Is absurd.
Every man in this debate, Clementine, you've said you hate.
Relationships with men, you shouldn't be giving advice on it.
Emily, what was that?
She doubles down. Kill all men was just a joke. Firing men into the sun was just a joke. Wanting a deadly virus to thin out the male population was just a joke. Every time. And somehow, the people who say these things still demand to be taken seriously when they lecture actual wives and mothers about how to live. Rachel Wilson did not need a stranger's permission to be happy in her marriage. Andrew Wilson did not need feminist approval to state the obvious about roles. The only person melting down was the one whose entire worldview collapses the second a woman freely chooses something different. That is not strength. That is fragility, wrapped in slogans. Traditional marriage works. Present fathers and mothers raise better kids. Men providing and women prioritizing family is not oppression. It is the arrangement that built every functional civilization. The feminist alternative has given us collapsing birth rates, lonely single mothers, and activists who still cannot define the word woman. If this clip made you shake your head at how far the discourse has fallen, smash the like button, share it with someone who still thinks feminism is about choice, and subscribe for the next one. Comment below. Who handled this better? Rachel defending her husband or Clementine trying to explain away her own tweets? The more you engage, the more these debates reach the people who need to see them.